also have access to the presentation.
Very good.
Thank you. So I guess now we are ready. So we want to give the floor to the government statistician to do the presentation of the September 2025 inflation. Dr. Alassa.
Thank you very much, Mr. Francis. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues from the media, and all Ghanaians joining us today. I'm pleased to present to you the September 2025 Consumer Price Index and Inflation Release. Ladies and gentlemen, every month, what we do is to track how prices are changing across the country. This exercise is more than just a statistical update. It tells a story of how much households are spending on food, rent, transport, clothing, and many other necessities. So one may ask, why does all of these matter? We know that inflation touches everyone. It determines how far our salaries stretch, how businesses set their prices, and how government makes budgetary decisions. Today, I'll walk you through the numbers for September 2025 and explain the key drivers of inflation. I will highlight regional differences and end up with some practical recommendations. So, before we delve into the figures, let me explain what we mean by CPI and inflation in straightforward terms so that we can appreciate what the numbers are telling us. The Consumer Price Index is essentially a shopping basket filled with items that households typically purchase. Right now, as I speak with you, that basket includes 307 items, ranging from basic food items like maize and fish, to services like education and healthcare, to utilities like electricity and water. So every month, what we do is to collect price data from over 8,300 outlets across 57 markets nationwide. These items are grouped into 13 divisions, 44 groups, 98 classes, and 156 subclasses. This structure allows us to break down inflation into specific categories so we can see what is really driving the price changes. Now, inflation itself is simply the rate at which the price of this basket is rising or falling. So usually, we would measure year-on-year inflation, which compares prices today with the same month last year. We would also measure month-on-month inflation, which compares prices with the previous month. This dual approach gives us both the long-term perspective and a short-term snapshot. Let me take this opportunity to provide some clarity on the definition and trends of inflation that the Ghana Statistical Service has been providing. So usually, when we say inflation, as I mentioned, it is the rate at which the general price level is changing. So when inflation is positive, we simply call it inflation. It means that the general price level is rising. When inflation is negative, then we say that the general price level is what? Is falling. Now, when you have inflation that's positive, but that positive inflation is reducing over time, then we say it's a disinflation process. And these definitions have underpinned the way we present and explain inflation to the general public. Now, let me highlight the main figures. But before then, I just want to mention that